for his glory. Remember the instructions of Colossians chapter 3? Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. That's our great animating purpose. That's what drives us. That's what gives us fuel. That's what keeps us pressing when things get difficult. That's what keeps us rejoicing when we feel the brokenness of life. That's what causes us to mourn when we are aware of our own sin and our own corruption. It is the glory of God that animates us, that calls us upward, that gives us this longing and magnetic pull toward God, who is coming and calling us to come be with him. It's not his glory, our great reward, our great joy. It's because of his glory that we sometimes endure the pains of marriage and brokenness in marriage. It's because of his glory that we endure the loneliness sometimes of singleness, and we conduct ourselves as though we have one perfect husband, which is Christ the groom. And it's because of his glory that we yield ourselves up to him. Enjoy that glory. Be unsurpassed, unequal, and undiminished. Heaven is a world of clarifying refulgence. And what it clarifies for us, in the words of verse 24 and verse 26, that even the greatest honor and accomplishments and glory of this life will be cast down and forgotten in the presence of his glory in that life. So we live for this greater glory, not for these lesser things. Notice a final thing. Heaven is a world of complete restoration. See there in chapter 22, verses 1 to 4. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb through the middle of the street of the city. Also on either side of the river, the tree of life, with its 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit each month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. No longer will there be anything accursed, but the throne of God and the Lamb will be in it. His servants will worship him. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads. It's a striking passage. This restoration. Notice, first of all, we see a restoration to life and health. Verse 21, the river of life, the water of life flowing through that city. And verse 22, verse 1, verse 2, see there also the tree of life. You remember that tree? It's in the beginning of the book. The tree that our first parents should have eaten of. But they ate from a different tree, which you will notice is not in the end of the book. They ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and because they did so, disobeying God, sin came into the world. But God is going to restore everything that is broken. I love that hymn we sing sometimes at Christmas when we think about God's salvation, and it tells us as far as the curse is found. And here it is, in heaven, curse removed, restoration brought. The thing that caused our fall no longer in the picture, only the thing that seals us in life. The tree of life, the water of life. I noticed that tree, it yielded its fruit every month. 12 kinds of fruit on one tree. That's some tree right there. 12 kinds of fruit on one tree, bearing every month with one purpose, the healing of the nations. There's a complete restoration to life and health, but there's a complete restoration to true worship as well. You see there in verse 3? No longer will there be anything accursed. You see, our sin is done away with. And so we are able to worship God without distraction, without corruption, without the failings of this fallen life. How many of you ever tried to pray to God at night or in the morning as part of your waking or sleeping devotion? And then pretty soon you realize that the space between your words gets longer and longer. And you shake yourself awake. That's just me. All right, y'all be honest now. Any of you have tried to sing with the choir and your heart feels like lead?